You're not tired because you need more rest. You're tired because your body never feels allowed to stop. Sleep doesn't fix this. Time off doesn't either. You're not collapsing. You're not burned out. But you're never fully at ease. Even when you sit down, your body doesn't soften. Even in quiet moments, something stays tight. Not pain, not panic, just a constant, low-level strain you can't quite point to. Somewhere along the way, rest stopped meaning safety. We learned to pause without ever truly letting go. Modern life didn't just make us busy. It trained our bodies to stay ready, even when nothing is happening. Ready to respond. Ready to explain. Ready to be useful. So when the day finally slows down, the body doesn't recognize it as rest. It stays alert, not because something is wrong, but because nothing feels finished. This is why lying down doesn't feel like relief. Why quiet moments don't feel peaceful. Your body isn't asking for more rest. It's waiting for a signal that it's finally allowed to stop bracing. This kind of tiredness isn't loud, but it slowly shapes how you live. Rest only works when the body feels safe enough to let go. But for many people, stillness was never safe. Silence wasn't a place to land. It was a place where something might be expected, something might be missing, something might go wrong. So even when life slows down, the body doesn't follow. It stays slightly tense, slightly lifted, slightly braced. We learned how to pause without ever learning how to soften. We learned how to sit still while keeping ourselves together. How to relax without actually letting go. So rest became a performance. We lie down, but we don't arrive. Somewhere along the way, the body learned something quietly. Stopping is not neutral. Stopping means risk. If you stop, you might fall behind. If you stop, someone might need something you're not ready to give. If you stop, you might finally feel the weight you've been carrying without noticing. So the body stays prepared. Not dramatically, not in panic. Just enough tension to stay upright. Just enough tightness to remain useful. This is the tiredness that doesn't come from effort. It comes from holding posture, holding presence, holding responsibility, holding yourself together for years. And holding never feels finished. That's why rest doesn't restore you, because nothing inside you believes it's done yet. The day may end. The week may end. The room may go quiet. But the body stays half open, half ready, half waiting. This tiredness isn't loud. It doesn't collapse you. It doesn't stop you from functioning. It simply removes the feeling of ease. You move through life with a subtle pressure inside, like something is always pending, like something important hasn't quite happened yet, or hasn't quite finished. So even joy feels slightly interrupted. Even calm feels incomplete. Even rest feels like it could be taken away at any moment. The body didn't choose this. It adapted. It learned that staying ready was safer than fully resting, that bracing quietly was better than letting go and being caught off guard. So the tension stayed, not because something is wrong, but because nothing ever told the body it was finally allowed to stop holding. This is why silence feels uncomfortable, why weekends don't heal, why vacations end without relief, why doing nothing still feels like something is missing. The tiredness you feel isn't asking for more sleep. It isn't asking for motivation. It isn't asking to be fixed. It's asking one quiet question. Is it finally safe to let go? This tiredness doesn't need answers yet. It needs space. After everything you've heard so far, you might notice something subtle. Not relief, not clarity, just a quiet recognition. A sense of, this is what I've been living with. This tiredness didn't arrive suddenly. It didn't start on a bad day, or after a hard year. It formed slowly, in ordinary moments. In mornings where you got up before you felt ready. In evenings where you kept going, even when your body asked to stop. You adapted. You learned how to function while feeling slightly unfinished. How to show up while holding yourself together. How to move through life without ever fully settling into it. And over time, this way of being started to feel normal. So normal, you stopped questioning it. You assumed this was just how adulthood feels. A constant background tiredness, not enough to complain about, not serious enough to explain, just enough to dull things. It dulls rest, it dulls joy, it dulls the sense of arrival in your own life. You can be surrounded by quiet and still feel tense. You can have time and still feel late. You can be safe and still feel braced. This is what happens when the body learns to live without a clear ending, when nothing ever fully resolves, when there is always something pending. So the body keeps waiting, waiting for the next demand, waiting for the next role, waiting for the next reason to tighten again. And when nothing comes, it doesn't relax. It stays ready. If you're listening to this and feeling seen rather than comforted, that makes sense. This isn't meant to soothe you. It's meant to stay honest. Because pretending this tiredness can be fixed quickly is part of what keeps it going. Right now, nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to improve. This moment doesn't need to lead anywhere. Just notice what it's like to sit with this understanding without rushing away from it. The tiredness you carry isn't a flaw. It's a record of how long you've been holding things without being held. And noticing that is already something different. There's nothing you need to do with this. Nothing to understand, nothing to change. Just notice how it sits in you. The quiet weight, the gentle holding that's been there for a long time. You don't have to go anywhere from here. Just stay a moment longer. That's enough.